welcome back to my Halloween series. So in this video, we're gonna show you how to make this pumpkin tic-tac-toe. Actually, my husband, he's super crafty. He builds so many things in our house. So he's going to show you guys how you can build this. You guys, I've seen this all over the place. These are so expensive. So we're going to share with you guys how to do this, how easy it is step by step. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this is what we are going to use, and then my husband's going to tell you kind of actually how to do everything. So these are the pumpkins that I got from the Target dollar spot. You can find pumpkins really any place right now. I paid, how much did I pay for these? So I paid $1 for each. I love this kind of like, it's kind of like gray, but then it's brown, and then the white, but they have Halloween pumpkins. I mean, you name it, you guys. You can find so many different types of pumpkins. So the first thing you really want to do is make sure that you're measuring each pumpkin to see how big you need to make it, and then you can start putting it together.
So because of these pumpkins, they're about the big ones, the white ones are the fattest. They're 3.5 inches, so you got to have a 3.5 inch square at least to fit them in. So 12-inch board is going to leave you 4 inches, which these are 1/2 inch thick. That's a 1/4 inch per side taken away. That leaves you enough room for this pumpkins in the squares.
And you can get these pretty much Home Depot.
This is Home Depot.
What is this stuff?
This is technically like if you're making furniture. You know how we've done a lot of furniture work.
Oh, the drawers.
Well, you can use it as bottom of drawers, but this is like the backing. Like
okay.
If you've taken the back off and now it's wobbly, you put this back on to replace it behind the drawers and the cabinets and everything. So that's what that is. So, and I'll take the speed square because it's pretty accurate as far as measuring goes, and I will mark it 4 inches there. And I will mark it at 4 inches there. And I will line, make sure, yep, 4 inches. All right. So I can mark out 4 inches off of every edge, and that will give me my grid to cut these pieces to size.
So you start with a square, depending on how big your pumpkins are too.
Right. Yeah, these were, see, now these guys are a little smaller. They're not as big. These are like 3 inches. These are roughly 3.5. They're a little bigger than these. You can kind of tell when you look at them. Yeah. You can kind of see that, you know, the white ones are a little larger.
Yeah.
So, but it won't matter. So
however big your pumpkin's gonna be, that's how big your square is gonna be, and then however.
But honestly, if you're gonna be working with smaller wood, like 1/4 inch and this stuff,
yeah,
it's almost easier to work in absolutes of 12 inches, and you know your pumpkins are gonna fit in there as long as they're not too big.
Right. Okay.
You know, and if you're like, oh well, I have big pumpkins, and go up to 12, 24 inches, or go to 16 inches, something that's easily divisible.
Okay.
So it's not hard, you know, and it makes your work easier, go faster.
Okay.
I might have messed that one up. I did. Just measure, make sure your center square is 4 inches. By 4 inches. We're good. Now we've got our grid.
So now it just depends on how you want your pumpkins to stick out. So
you want yours like to stick out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe halfway, or maybe a little more. If you're lucky, like I am, you've got a table saw, and you don't have to do this. But if you've got like a circular saw or like even a hand saw, you know, kind of have to. You might have to kind of draw it out. And a speed square is amazing. I love speed squares.
It's probably one of the most tools.
I use this thing on every project.
And these are really, they're not very expensive, are they?
No, they're like $6. Matter of fact, you can get them right now at Ross. Stanley ones for like $2.99.
Yeah.
If they had a big 12-inch one, I'd buy it. But I don't need a 12-inch one right now. They only have this size.
So we cut these boards 2 inches wide. It just depends on the type of pumpkin and how tall you want it to be, but I really think the ones that you do get at the Target dollar spot, if you just cut them 2 inches, they'll turn out just like ours did. Okay, so now we have our...
These are our I guess our dividers.
Our dividers, okay.
2 inches thick, or wide, I guess, or thick, or however you want to say it. And then to make them grid, we're going to have to notch some of these out.
Okay.
So we're going to have to measure in 4 inches center, 4 inches center, and then take out the 1/2 inch worth of room we need to get one of these through.
So we can put each one through, yeah.
So that, well, yeah. And we'll have to take out 1 inch on both sides.
Okay.
So this guy will have 1 inch off. This guy will have 1 inch off. That way it slides together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. What you need to do is turn your saw off. Make sure it's off. And then I got my safety switcher and everything, and it's all set. So you need to lower the saw blade down to 1 inch. Dirty old saw. Make sure at its top, so right in the center, it's at 1 inch, so that when you cut this, it doesn't go deeper than 1 inch, so that when you slide these together, everything should be flush.
Okay.
So some of these you'll flip over, you see, and then they'll match together. Mm-hmm. You'll see when I'm done how it's going to work. But so we're at 1 inch there, and then you find the center of the pin to make sure you're at 1 inch. You get to the tallest tooth, and we're at 1 inch. So when I clear that area out with the saw, it will be 1 inch. And now, if I had a dado blade, it would be easy. I would just set my dado blade to 1/2 inch. I would center it, zip. I would set this at a certain depth. I would flip it. I would zip it, flip it, and zip it, and it would be done. But I don't have a dado blade.
What happens if you don't have one of these? How are they supposed to, what do you suggest?
If you don't have one of these, you can do it with a saw and just a chisel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just kind of clean it out with a file.
Yeah. So we do have our eye protection and ear protection on, and we're just making those little slots. But if you don't have a table saw, you can use a chisel. There's other tools that you can use to make this project. Okay, so we cleaned everything up, so everything's ready to go. Usually you would do wood glue, and you guys, I can get wood glue at the Dollar Tree most all the time, so that's not a problem, but we ran out of glue. Yeah.
This multi-purpose cement works good.
Yeah,
too.
this was also at the
it's a Dollar Tree.
Yeah, it's the stuff. So my camera.
It works just fine.
So any type of wood glue, multi-purpose glue.
A little bit.
And you can, like I said, you can find it at the Dollar Tree. Every time I go into the Dollar Tree, I pick them up because we're always doing projects, and this stuff is nice to have.
Together like so. Now we're going to be doing something a little different to make this work with the same size pieces. That some it's a little odd, but oops, what I do? Oh, not plug it in. Hey, I got it now. All right. A square.
Woohoo!
Best way to find out if it's square is to measure it from the ends. We got 17 and a half. 17 and a half. Look at that. Pretty okay. Okay, and then should be able to set that right back in there. Should just
boom.
It in. Just like that. We'll glue and nail this together, and it'll be all pretty.
So now that we've got the sides glued and nailed in, we're gonna use that like sticky Loctite.
Just like tack tape
Yeah.
or whatever they call it. I'm gonna set it down in there like that. Might be a little too much. We might have to get rid of some of that, but I think it'll mash down pretty nice. Might actually be able to use this for caulking almost. Just fill any gaps that we get from just ing like that.
That way too it'll stay in place, since we do have kids and we have, you know, when friends come over and all that stuff, and it's just nice to have everything kind of built good just in case.
Just in case.
You never know, there might be a crazy tic-tac-toe, you know, game and things would be flying.
Sometimes they're flying.
Oh yeah, that works really good. And see, it's not, I mean, it's in there. It's not shifting. It's not nothing. Like I said, especially if you have kids, it's kind of nice that everything's
right, and
in there.
You could use a little mallet or something to pound that in a little bit. I'll sand it all and make it look clean.
Yeah, so
I'll
we'll
put
sand
some putty
everything.
in and make everything crisp, so when it's painted, it looks nice.
Yeah, and then the spray paint that we're doing, to use this, it's the paint and primer, so this stuff works really great. I got the white, but you guys, you can use so many different colors. And once we sand everything, we're gonna spray paint all this white, and then we'll pretty much be done. So there it is, you guys. My kids have been having so much fun playing with this. It really looks beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this video helped. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Thank you guys so much. I'll have everything in a playlist, Pookies Halloween. So all those videos will be right there. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.